consumers hold low confidence within themselves within the sustainable practices like thrifting and upcycling. So that's where Hustler Essence comes in. Hustler Essence sees the opportunity to provide high quality products and services so that our consumers can really get what they need out of their product and honestly know that when they make a purchase, it'll last well beyond the transaction. Second, we have two sub-services that do differentiate us from our competitors. The first sub-service is Thrifty Essence, where consumers can basically fill out a consultation and then send that in and get a thrifted and stylized, personalized thrift bundle assorted by me from numerous thrift stores, could be even possibly across states. Our second sub-service is Sustain Essence, where consumers can send in their aged garments and have them upcycle into something completely new, but giving that design control to someone skilled in garment construction and trend research. So just honing more in on the target market that I want to reach, I really want to reach a unisex crowd of young, socially conscious people ranging from the ages of 18 to 24. These people are interested in incorporating sustainability into fashion. So moving now into some calls for help that I currently have, I would love to get some networking opportunities with different ethical manufacturers so that when production does increase for me, I can still stay true to my sustainable practices. Second, I'm currently looking for space to place my new and advanced equipment. I'm looking to get advanced equipment, which is industrial machines, and just that comes with space. And I currently live in an apartment, so maybe some sort of space I can work out of for the time being would be great. And I would also love help just getting to know and talk to someone who has also been the 360 responsibility of their business and how to remain efficient in processes as well as maximize my production. Lastly, I'll let you guys in on a little bit that I'm working on this summer. So by the end of the summer, I would love to have some strong product offerings and really establish that and get them produced. I would also like to establish a website with about 3 to 5 pages. And then lastly, I would just really like to have an assortment of different things to pull from, like fashion fabrics and thrifted garments for my services. So I thank you all for listening today and invite you to join the beginning of the evolution of Hustler Essence. Thank you. I'll now introduce Micah with Stratus Throws.
Thank you, Blessings. Good afternoon. My name is Michael Walker, and I'm here with Stratus Throws. So what Stratus Throws is a track and field oriented company revolving around the throwing industry rather than the running industry. This includes sports like shot put, discus, hammer throw, and weight throw. So one thing that I've noticed, and that many other throwers like me have noticed, is that the running industry has changed every single year. Innovation is right around the corner for running shoes, so much to the point where running shoes are being banned in the Olympics because they add so much to athletic performances. But the little brother throwing industry has been neglected for years now. And I'm here to change that. Yesterday, I went in to talk to an industrial design professor about my designs and what I wanted to bring to the market. And the first thing that he said to me was that him throwing 20 years ago, he looked at the industry when he heard about my company. He said the throwing shoes were the exact same as when he threw back in high school. And that is an issue. 20 years plus, and there's been the exact same. But running shoes every single year seem to change. And that's not it. Now the problem, there's 3 big problems that come with throwing shoes. First is the lack of innovation. As I said, it's the exact same. They've done nothing but aesthetic changes over the past 20 years. And the second is inclusiveness. Throwers come in all shapes and sizes. For me, as many of you guys cannot see, but I'm relatively small for a thrower. I'm 6'2", around 300 pounds. But throwers range to about 6'5", 350 pounds with a 40-inch vertical. And with big guys like that, flat feet is a very big problem, including me. But what doesn't make sense to me is why Nike is only, brands like Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, are going to come out with narrow fit shoes for big people. That doesn't make sense at all. And it kind of runs into the third biggest issue, safety. Safety is a big concern of mine because a few months ago, about 3 months ago this week, I broke my foot throwing at practice. I'm a collegiate thrower here at Iowa State University. I throw the hammer and the weight. Due to Nike's narrow fit shoes, it takes me about 2 weeks to break in a throwing shoe to the point where I have to wear them down in order to feel comfortable throwing it, which provides a very big safety risk to the point where as I was going through my throw, I slipped out the front because of the frame on the front of my shoes, and I ended up breaking my foot and being out of the season, having to take a medical red shirt this year. And so this is an issue that holds very close to my heart, something that I want to change. And my solution is CYstarters. What our flagship product will be is our throwing shoes. I want to create an innovative and inclusive throwing shoe that a thrower, much like me and all the other throwers out there, can slip on, feel comfortable and confident, and be able to tackle the sport to the best of their abilities every single day, every practice, every competition, everywhere they go, when they travel. A little help that I need this summer is I want somebody that can help me take a manufactured good and bring it to market. That's an area of expertise that I don't have a lot of experience with, and I would love to help with that. Another help that I would love to have is somebody in the industrial design industry, somebody that knows how to develop a product from the CAD model and kind of bring it to life in a creative way that many people may not see. Creativity is huge when it comes to innovation, and that's something that I want to tap into. Thank you very much. That's CYstarters. Next, I'll be introducing Parker with Form Grips.
Thank you, Micah. As you said, my name is Parker Jameson, and I am here to present Form Grips. Many of you may be wondering why there's a complete industry revolving around arch support and customized shoe insoles, while there's millions of workers out there that work with their hands all day. Form Grips aims to solve the issue by developing a patented product that forms around the structure of your hand, like Play-Doh. We aim to do this with a material called platinum curable silicone, and we plan on using this product in multiple industries, but we plan on initially entering the market with assisted walking devices. As many of you may know, baby boomers are the largest generation, and they're starting to reach the age where assisted walking devices are a necessity. And if any of you have been on crutches, you know these devices can be generic in design and provide a lot of discomfort and not a lot of structure. So with Form Grips, we plan on revolutionizing the hand grip industry by applying our product to crutches, walkers, and canes. This will allow the user to have an ergonomic grip on the device that they use daily. And every single time they hold on to it, they have the exact same placing and the exact same comfortable structure that it gives them control over their device. There are also multiple other industries in which this product can benefit, including the meatpacking industry, which suffers huge liabilities due to carpal tunnel and knife slips while working with hard, fatty meats all day, repeating the same process with their knives. But the applications are all across the board. There's applications to individuals with their workbenches at home. This can be applied to your drills, your hammers, etc. Now, my ask to you as mentors is, I'm looking for someone that is able to help me with taking a physical product and taking it to market, as well as market discovery and everything associated with business. So the legal work of actually starting the company, because I'm in the very beginning stages. I have the patent, but haven't completed the legal work of registering my company. And also just marketing, sales, and anything associated with that. And my question for you is, are you ready to get a grip on life with me? Up next, I will be presenting Philip with Safety Scan.
My name is Philip, and after owning a construction company for 4 years and being on job sites before I could even walk, I became one of the co-founders of Safety Scan. Now, before we get into what Safety Scan is, I want to get real for a minute. Because ever since I had to drive my dad to the emergency room, be a piece of wood got into his eye while we were working on one of our job sites, I've looked at safety a little differently. I've learned that each year, 7 million other workers are injured while at work. This ends up costing everyone involved a total of $171 billion. What's more is that according to Occupational Health and Safety Administration, OSHA, it's estimated that upwards of 70% of these injuries could have been prevented with the proper use of personal protective equipment, otherwise known as PPE. Now you might be wondering, well, why is this happening? Well, right now, to make sure safety procedures are being followed, signs are put up that don't get read. Confusing safety sheets are created that don't get completed. And safety managers walk around these massive job sites, can't possibly see everything that's happening. The problem with these current solutions is that worker compliance to safety regulations is an industry problem because the current solutions were too passive in enforcing safety. This has led the safety scan team in search of a better solution. Safety Scan's mission is to protect labor workers' lives through use of modern technology. It aims to do this by actively monitoring if workers are properly wearing their PPE, analyze worker ergonomics to see if workers are putting their bodies in at-risk position of injury, and finally monitor hazardous conditions like smoke and spills before a catastrophic event happens. And most importantly, the value for a worker, reducing the amount of injuries and the lifelong trauma of suffering an injury. For the employer, it will reduce worker comp claims, a safe workplace certification, and lower stress at random safety inspection. And finally, insurance companies will be able to save billions of false worker comp claims, saving them and the employers money. Currently, we are looking to get out the customer discovery phase and start working on MVP. We would like to make this a swift and smooth transition. And to do that, we still like to talk to a little bit more people in the safety industry and the labor industry, whether it be manufacturing, construction, to see what Safety Scan actually needs to do to make this an effective solution. We're looking for a wide range of advisors, starting from law to make sure we can know what we can and cannot do, and to help with a patenting process so we can patent our software eventually. We're also looking for a mentor in the safety industry and labor industry, like manufacturing, construction, and anything else that requires labor workers. And finally, we're looking for a software developer, more specifically in the Python area, to be able to create a powerful software to help labor workers' lives. And the bottom line is, we're looking for a mentor that's able to really push us and see how far we can stretch our solution to make the biggest impact on people's lives. If you're interested in helping Safety Scan continue the mission of protecting labor workers' lives through the use of modern technology, we ask you for your help. Because with Safety Scan, when you forget, we remember. Next up, I want to introduce Cole and Cameron with Spock Sanctuary.
Thank you, Philip. My name is Cole Ryman,
And I'm Cameron Schaefer.
and we are Spock's Sanctuary.
Spock is a chameleon that Cole and I adopted in the
We'll
prime
put
of
him
the
on mute
COVID-20
until
pandemic.
my daughter gets up.
When we went into the pet store, we fell in love with him immediately, and we asked all the right questions. We were wondering, how much space does he need? What kind of heat does he need? What's his temperament? And even what's the right size of a water dish?
When we got home, we began to do some more research to help benefit and supplement the information we got from the pet store. What we soon found out was that the information given from pet stores are based on the fact that their purpose is to put out a product rather than to educate consumers about their pets. When we got home, we found out that that water dish that we mentioned earlier, chameleons can't drink out of them. They only drink running water, which in the wild they would get off dripping leaves. So when we first misted Spock for the first time, he ended up drinking from 20 to 30 minutes, and it was evident that while he was at the pet store, he had very little water for weeks.
This is just one example of the 22.5 trillion exotic companion animals that live in American households today. Spock has a happy story, but most of these animals don't get to see the adjustments that owners can make when they have the proper information. The reality is 75% of exotic companion animals die within the first year after being purchased from a pet store because their owners don't have the proper tools that they need to care for their animals.
This experience has shown us that many pet stores information is based not only off of assumptions, but just are plain untrue. Our goal is to provide a multifaceted approach to solving the misinformation in the pet industry.
We have several services that we offer in order to do this. Our most popular ones including an active program in which we rescue, rehabilitate, and rehome these animals so that they can end up in a forever household that can provide them with what they need to be healthy. Our next popular service is public education, so that our owners in the industry receive the information that they need and can use that to their advantage when caring for their animals. And another service that we have is a custom feed formulation that I make, which meets all of the nutritional needs of individualized species so that owners don't have to navigate all of the confusing information about what nutritional needs they need to meet.
As you can see, we're very versed in the animal side of things, but what we need some help on is the business side of things. We're looking for someone who has experience in the legal side as we're exploring starting a nonprofit. We're looking for someone who has experience in the food processing area, as we would like to continue to refine and make that product better for a wider variety of consumers, as well as someone who's worked with animals in any capacity in business, as sometimes that can be a touchy subject.
In our first year and a half, we've been able to make a difference to so many animals in the exotics world. We are so excited for you to join our team in order to continue improving the quality of life for these animals everywhere. Thank you. It's Jake Hansen with Northwest Iowa Quality Meats.
All right, imagine you're driving to your house on Lake Okoboji. South of Spencer, Iowa, you see a retail meat store that offers a wide array of products that are locally or from local origins. You walk in the store and you see a wide array of products that include brats, things like ready-to-eat products like jerky and beef sticks, and then you see the item you had your eye on since you walked in the door. Those pre-seasoned steaks that are ready to pop on the grill once you go to the lake. And then these steaks will make your kids happy and your neighbors jealous. Hi, my name is Jake Hansen, and my business is Northwest Iowa Quality Meats. I am a senior in Ag Studies at Iowa State, and in my time trying to get that major, I've learned a lot of things about the agriculture industry. And the one specific stat I have for you is that 2% of people are involved and have agriculture jobs in the United States. And this creates a really wide margin of what the producer knows and what the consumer knows. And since COVID, we've learned that a lot of consumers are really beginning to become more interested in where their food comes from. And this has kind of created that problem. Now, problem number two is that producers are solving this problem, but they're not doing it in a sustainable way. We know that 4 companies control 80% of the market of beef cattle. And companies like Tyson have the economies of scale. And where producers are getting this wrong is they're creating these huge companies that can't undercut Tyson, and they're adding no value or no niche. So it's really just not going to work. And then you have the regional need of lockers around the state of Iowa. And this is also a huge problem because producers can't get their animals in anywhere. And they also just are struggling. Lockers are struggling keeping up. Most of them are out a year plus from Northwest Iowa, and that's where I have my experience, I guess. So my solution is creating a local sustainable community locker with also a retail meat center. It's really important to me to give back to the producers that are from around my area, the producers I grew up with, and also my family who are producers as well. And then what I really want to promote is creating a farm-to-table experience for customers around Iowa and creating a premium product for a premium price, just so I can give that back to the producers at the end of the day. Some things I would like to get out of this summer, I need help creating a facility that I can do this in that are up to USDA guidelines. I need help with public speaking. Building on that is obviously really important. And then I need help with some web design, which is something that I could use some help on from a mentor. So help me try and solve the industry's problems and spread knowledge throughout the state of Iowa. Thank you. And next up is Miranda Eckert with Eckert Designs.
Thank you, Jake. Have you ever had that perfect gift idea but had no idea where to start? Hi, my name is Miranda Eckert, and I'm the co-founder of Eckert Designs. Eckert Designs is a drinkware company that puts handmade designs like flowers and sayings on different coffee cups, like this one, wine glasses, beer can style glasses, and coasters, but also allows you to create that personalized and unique drinkware for those perfect gifts. I started Eckert Designs in July of 2020, right during the pandemic, and realized during that time that I was losing connections with people, just losing that sense of community. And I assume many of you had similar experiences that you wanted to keep yourself and many of your family safe, so you weren't reaching out to those people and weren't getting those personalized connections. So I created a shop that allows you to have unique drinkware to be able to use for your coffee dates, dinner parties, and everyday life, so that you're able to get those unique and personalized gifts, but also allows you to have those community and allows you to get long-lasting memories through that. And so Eckert Designs is unique in that we use different techniques that allow them to be dishwasher safe and allow them to last for a very long time. So within my almost 2 years of business, I've gotten over 150 sales, 31 5-star reviews, and have sold products at the Innovate 1858 store here at the Iowa State campus at the Student Innovation Center. And so right now I'm selling my products through Etsy, but I really hope a mentor can help me to grow my business through my own website and really help me through my legal side of business, because that is definitely not my expertise. I really hope somebody can also help me with consistent sales, because it's very much right now consistent through the holiday season, but I really hope throughout the year they can help me to increase my sales and also help more with selling in retail stores, because I've just seen the benefit and growth when selling through the Innovate 1858 store. So I really hope somebody can help me through that. So I want to thank you for this time, and I really hope somebody can help me to create those long lasting memories and create that community out in the world today. So next up is Jasmine Johnson with Simply Simone LLC. Did you know that in 2019, Black Americans purchased more beauty products than any other group of consumers? My name is Jasmine, yet there's a huge lack of beauty products made for us and by us. My name is Jasmine Johnson, and I'm the CEO and founder of an all-inclusive beauty brand, Simply Simone LLC, to make people feel unapologetically beautiful in their own skin while encouraging, inspiring, and uplifting. I think we can all know that dating back to 1 year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and even 20 years ago, that beauty has always been easy and accessible for white women. I want you to take a second to close your eyes. Think about what you would see if you were to walk down the cosmetic aisle at Walgreens. Think about what you would see if you were to pick up a beauty magazine right now. We would see Eurocentric features, paler skin, smaller lips, and blue eyes. We wouldn't see a lot of features that look like mine: brown skin, big lips, big noses, and colorful hair. This is a problem. Corporations are telling us that in order to be beautiful, that we must be white and that beauty only has one dimension. But my brand works to change that. I started attending Iowa State University 3 years ago, and as a Black girl on campus, I didn't feel seen and I didn't feel heard. It was rare then, and it's still rare now that I even see another Black person in any of my classes. This is why I started my business. I needed something that was gonna make me feel confident, and I needed to do something that was gonna make my voice heard. So I started making handmade lip gloss. I would sell it through my dorm, but currently I don't just make lip gloss, I also make lip balms and lip scrubs, using vegan and organic ingredients that come in a variety of shades to guarantee that any and all skin tones can feel beautiful and confident in their own skin. On top of just making products, Simply Simone educates and influences. We've hosted our own educational workshops on campus, and I've partnered with programs like the Women of Color Network and Pink Iowa State and the Iowa State Daily. Currently, I'm working on creating my own scholarship to give back to my East Side community. I'm hoping this summer that I can find a mentor who can help me enhance my graphic design and business marketing skills. I'm also hoping that I can use new technology to move away from using sticker labels to do something a little bit more permanent for my products. I'm hoping that I can find a mentor who I can connect to on a personal level outside of just business. It's hard being an entrepreneur, and it's even harder to be a young Black female entrepreneur. Supporting my brand means supporting an evolution. Do you want to change the now and the future of the beauty industry? It starts with us. Simply Simone. Thank you. And now I'm going to introduce Colin and Jacob with Campus Town Trade.
Jasmine, right? So when I was 14, I was introduced to the stock market through my dad, who was a financial advisor right here in Ames. And over the course of the next 5 years, I learned the basics on stock market and the business world through Google and YouTube. And so when my friends ask me, well, how do I get started? It's hard not to tell them the basic answer of Google it, search it, just like I did. So that's why myself and my partner created Campus Town Trading.
Hi, I'm Jacob Countman. I'm going to be a sophomore at Iowa State next year. I'm majoring in education with a minor in entrepreneurship. I'm also from Ames, Iowa. Been here my whole life. My mom, grandma, and great-grandma were all teachers at some point, so kind of follow along with their steps. I can do this through financial education.
Hi, I'm Colin. I'm a finance major. I'll be a sophomore in the fall, and I also was born and raised right here in Ames, Iowa. So our company is Campus Town Trading. We provide stock market education and assistance to young adults looking to become more financially confident and free. Our business is completely digital and is hosted on a platform called Discord, which is similar to something like Slack. And over 82% of college-age students are not involved in financial markets, which leads to the problems.
Inexperienced traders lack knowledge. They've never done this before. They don't know what brokerage to use. They don't know where to find information. Inexperienced traders lack experience. They have never traded in the stock market. Yes, there is risk involved, yet they don't know the simple steps of risk management. Inexperienced traders also feel alone and lost. They have nobody to bounce these ideas off of or questions. And
Yep, and so how do we solve this? First thing we do is consolidate the information. Obviously, we all know there's a lot of information on the internet, but not all of it is accurate. So what we do is we take the good, accurate information, put it together, and kind of serve it to them on a silver platter. Next thing we do is provide a community of like-minded individuals. So just like how people surround themselves with friends and people, similar interests or passions, we do this in our server. So on their journey, they can relate to people. Third, we're honest and transparent with our own trades. And this is a big part of the education part, as we share our trades and they can learn and grow from those as well. Lastly, whether you're a paid or free member, you can ask questions anytime and get an answer pretty quickly.
so we're looking for a mentor, someone that can help us market. We started this company early January of this year. All of our one-time steps are done. At this point, it's just about bringing members in, retaining and sustaining them.
Next step is we want to do is work on our website design and overall our presence. And so since we're digital, our online and web presence and how we portray ourselves is very important. So upgrading our website design, our SEO on our website, and overall SEO on how we rank our social media pages is extremely important. And so through these goals, by achieving these goals, our community can learn and grow together. Thank you.
Next up is Armand Gupta with Creative Bigwood.
We've all been there. We have our eyes on a juicy new customer, someone who's fit for our product. So we send them an email or a text message, but they don't respond. So we follow up again, follow up again, we follow up again, and we follow up again, wasting even more time and even more money. And that's the problem, is that sales and marketing organizations all across the country have to send on average 5 to 7 different pieces of communication before getting a customer to finally respond. And so my name is Armand Gupta and my business is called Creative Bigwin. And our solution to that problem is an easy to use and affordable software as a service that automates the reaching out and the follow-up process, regardless of where our business's customers are. What makes us unique is the fact that we are omni-channel, which means that you can reach out to customers, whether they're on email, whether they're on text messages, through voicemail drops, LinkedIn chats, Messenger, even Discord. And our hope is that with the advent of omni-channel marketing over the past 10 years, that customers or that businesses can find their customers wherever they are. And now, while most sales and marketing teams can probably benefit from our product, we would like to hone in specifically on the freelance market for a few reasons, mainly being that because they're one-person businesses, they value easy use and affordability over anything else. And being a one-person business, they are also the sole decision makers for their businesses. And lastly, because they're freelancers or service-based businesses, they rely on cold contact communication and cold contact sales to actually grow their practices. And so I've had the privilege of being an entrepreneur for a while, but one of the things that I've learned very quickly is that there are a lot of things I just don't know. And so what I'm asking from you guys is experienced in bringing software as a service or software in general to the market. Software sales and marketing, and all around going 0 to 100 with a software product. And so if any part of my presentation interested you, even slightly, I recommend reaching out, opening that conversation, and helping us help businesses win big with Creative Big Win. Thank you. Next up, we have my friends PD and Henry Shires with Casman.
There are 200,000 Little League to D3 college baseball teams in the United States alone, and all of them desire to use one modern revolutionary tool known as data analytics. This tool allows teams to provide new insight on their team as a whole or individuals on strengths, weaknesses, and ways to improve, reaching that season growth and the wins they're looking for. Current solutions on the market that we know of, according to our high school, Valley and West Des Moines, as well as other local schools in the Des Moines area, are finding tools online are surface level, even though they're inexpensive, are in one area of baseball, which is too specific, or they have a number of features but are way over budget for most teams. So Valley, in particular, is resulting to a paper and pencil method, which is extremely disorganized, takes hours to collect, and at the end of the day, when they want to view the data, it's impossible, it's unorganized. So overall, teams need a way to digitally collect these analytics conveniently and most effectively. So I'm Henry Shires.
I'm Purdue DePaul.
And this is Casman.
Casbium brings a simple 3-step process: collect, upload, and analyze. You can start by collecting as soon as the pitch is thrown, all the way to when the ball lands on the field. Then you upload that data onto our cloud functions, which automatically analyze that data with MLB level statistics and bring it to your website dashboard. On there, you can see graphs, charts, and tables of these statistics to help you analyze your improvements and ultimately win games.
This provides a huge modern way to see analytics that are covering a wide variety of baseball at an affordable price. We're also providing teams with revolutionary, novel AI algorithms to enhance their team's ability to analyze data, such as predicting the cause and effect of a baseball pitch, as well as optimizing their fielders' positions in the outfield. We're also working on a radar gun alternative, which is used in games to track, or used in practices as well, to track the speed of a baseball pitch. And we want to do it by using AI with your phone camera to make a more convenient solution that's far inexpensive than current solutions on the market.
We really want to bring all this data to a centralized location. We want to work with third-party apps and devices like Blast to bring other types of tracking data to help players improve. We want it to be affordable and very centralized.
From mentors, we're looking for a way to market our software as a service. We need help on pricing our product effectively, as well as selling to coaches and teams in the local Des Moines area, but also around the nation as well. So with that, help us democratize the world of analytics by providing affordable ways for teams. Thank you. Now, Hayden with BitBasement.
Hi, my name is Hayden Developer. Once upon a time, I was a middle schooler. Like many middle schoolers, I was a bit headstrong, and I really wanted to make a video game all by myself. Unfortunately for me, making a video game is very hard. It would take many years before I would get the knowledge and the understanding to go through with any of my projects. Fast forwarding a bit to a few years ago when I joined Iowa State University, I went to the Game Development Club. There I met a lot of different game developers that were struggling the same way I did back in middle school. One of the solutions that I came up with was to start the company BitBasement. The point of BitBasement is to create different software development tools to help game developers develop games. A couple examples of this would be a separate application that a game developer could use to create an art piece for their project. Another example might be to create different code that would help them work more efficiently in their projects. The last example might be a simple math equation that a game developer can use to spice up their visuals. One more specific example that I would like to talk about is, let's say, a text dialogue system. If I want to show dialogue in a video game. I don't want to have to program that dialogue every single time I want it to pop up on the screen. I want to have a very simple user interface that somebody can use to quickly type out what they want the person to say, and then have that appear anytime that it's required. In this way, I hope that BitBasement can help many developers bring their creative ideas to life. I would love to have a mentor to help me with my intellectual property rights and to protect my company and myself as a whole. And in that way, I look forward to working with all of you to make people's creative ideas a reality. Thank you. Is Julio with Bowie Club.
So when I was younger as a kid, my parents could never afford to buy me the cool clothes that other kids wore in school, which in turn made me a little bit sad, but often realization that, not everything is possible. So I also really liked how those clothes can make conversations within those students. So that's something that's, when I got older, I took from that is clothes can make conversations and dialogue within a room. And so I think that's really cool and something that I never thought that I would take from clothes. My name is Julio Delgadillo. I own a clothing brand called Bowie Club from Des Moines, Iowa. I've been in business for a little over a year now, with me being the only person involved in everything. I'm also a senior in industrial design here at Iowa State University. A little bit about the brand, Bowie Club. You may be wondering, what's that mean? I have yet even say that. So Bowie, I feel like we're all buoys in the same water, and that's where the term club comes in, is we're all in it together. And my logo is 2 question marks with a smiley face, or with a smile, I should say. And the question marks resemble, are we sort of confused in this water together? Like, are we happy that we're above water, or are we sad that, we're barely, putting this much effort to be above water? And I feel like that means a lot to me, because as the message behind it, we don't really know what the person next to us is going through, but I feel like once we're all in it together, I think we can kind of conquer it together as well. So through that, I feel like the problem is that there's not a clothing brand from Des Moines or Ames that is really set on a message or really out there for a really good cause. So Bowie Club is all original designs for me. Everything is styled from my head to hand onto a graphic, and everything has a message. I want my messages to be out there throughout the Midwest. And I really want to target young adults, because I feel like young adults are the ones that, really have that conversation within the room. Thankfully, through Bowie Club, I've had the opportunity to be featured on PacSun and Hypebeast. I also sold out a pop-up shop last summer in under 3 hours with 80 t-shirts, and even got a famous TikToker to do a photo shoot for me, which is really cool. The power of social media. And I even got the opportunity to sell out 10 shoes in 10 minutes. But I feel like something I really want to work on this summer is finding a person who could help me with making contracts, or this sort of paperwork that could help me hire interns, or maybe take on a partner as well, and even help me out with collaborations as far as percentages, payrolls, and pay cuts as well. But other than that, my name is Julio Delgadillo, and this is Bowie Club. Thank you. Next, we have Miranda Keith with Tiny Joy Creations.
A recent study found that about 65% of people felt like they didn't have a community. Now, I'm not talking about the town that you live in or those people in the houses next to you, but a place where we can come together and form real connections with other people. And that is even true in communities like Ames that are very community driven and seem to be diverse and tight-knit populations. But after moving to Ames, I realized that as a young parent, I was then thrust into raising 3 kids, some dogs, and attending college full-time in the middle of a pandemic. And after this experience, the importance of human connection really came into fruition for me, and I realized how important it is for us all. My name is Miranda Keith, and I'm the founder of Tiny Joy Creations. My 3 kids show me how to be joyful and creative in every aspect of my life. My kids' names are Tobias, Jameson, and Cooper, which is where the T, J, and C in Tiny Joy Creations comes from. Tiny Joy Creations is a storefront located here in Ames, Iowa, where I'm able to connect the community with local makers and artists through a variety of experiences, services, and handmade products. In the past, we've offered experiences such as painting classes, game nights, and craft parties for young children, as well as hosting private events and parties for creative individuals. We also offer a variety of services, including photography, small event planning, and product customization. And our most popular service seems to be our pet photography. The first weekend that I opened up for mini shoots, we had all 20 sessions booked within just several days. I started Tiny Joy Creations by hand making products, selling those, and then using that money to slowly build my business. And this is still a big part of Tiny Joy Creations today. I continue to sell my products in my store and have recently began to sell items made by other local handmade makers. We currently have over 10 vendors that sell in our store, and all of the outsourced products that we sell in our retail storefront are made by Iowa local small businesses. Because we have a little something for everyone, we have a fairly large target market. But our main customer seems to be Story County residents that are between the ages of 20 to 45 years old. When our customers come to us for one product or service, we're able to show them other ways that we can benefit them. One example of this is a client who came to me for a pet photography session, and while she was in our store with her dogs being photographed, she began to shop around and picked out several products that she ended up buying. Then on her way out the door, she noticed our event poster and ended up signing up for a couple of events. And now I'm happy to say that she's been a returning customer, and I get to see her and her dogs on a regular basis. And this is just one example of how we're able to take our clients and customers and turn them into lifelong community members of Tiny Joy Creations. Moving forward, I would really love to find someone who would be able to help me guide my work-life balance as raising a family and being a small business owner, and also helping me to find ways how my business can begin to work for me. I also think it's important to find somebody who understands that while small businesses might start small, they don't have to stay that way. I have many ideas and dreams as an entrepreneur, and I want to see how I can take all of those ideas and put them into big dreams and real fruition. At Tiny Joy Creations, I'm really looking for someone who wants to join me on my journey and continue to bring a tiny bit of joy to my community. Thank you.